Welcome to the Mughal Pharmacy 119. Today the topic of our discussion is vitamin D and SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. First of all, we will see what is the mechanism of action of vitamin D, that how vitamin D works. As we know, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. Vitamin D enters into the cell and it activates its vitamin D receptor, and this vitamin D and its receptor then go into the nucleus of the cell and it activates the specific gene, and these gene then will make the messenger RNA. This messenger RNA then will be translated into the different type of the proteins, and these different type of the proteins perform the different function in our body. So now we will see what are the different molecular mechanics that how vitamin D makes our physiology more strong against the COVID-19. So let's suppose this is the epithelial cell of the respiratory system, and this is the second cell of the respiratory system, and these cells are basically connected with different type of the proteins, and these different type of the protein that we have seen before. Let's suppose this protein is made by vitamin D, and this protein basically connects these two cells and prevent the entry of the different type of the foreign particles into the lumen of the respiratory tract. So when vitamin D will increase the production of these protein, then these proteins will make the junction of the cell strong, so prevents the entry of the virus and other foreign particles into the lumen of the cell. So in this way, vitamin D prevents the cell from entry of the different viruses. So the next mechanism, we will see the next mechanism, and that is the mechanism number 2. So let's suppose this is the cell, this is any cell of the body, and it is being infected by this SARS-CoV-2, and when SARS-CoV-2 enter into the cell, it increases the production of the SKP2 protein, and these SKP2 protein then inhibit the Bacillin protein, and basically the function of this Bacillin protein is to make the cell die, because basically it causes the autophagy of the cell. So when this Bacillin gene is being inhibited by SARS-CoV-2, and it will not try to kill the cell itself, and when this cell will be infected, it will be able to infect the other cell. So what vitamin D will do? Vitamin D will come and vitamin D will activate this cloth O protein, and this cloth O protein will then activate this Bacillin protein, and this Bacillin protein will then causes the autophagy of the cell. Means because this cell is infected by the virus, and if it will not be killed by itself, it will make the other cell at risk for the more infection. So this is the second mechanism, that how vitamin D prevents the propagation of the virus infection. So this is the third mechanism. Let's suppose this is a immune cell, it may be macrophage or dendritic cell or monocytes, or maybe other cell, maybe any cell of the immune system. So vitamin D basically reduces the production of these interleukins or these chemokines, interleukin 1, interleukin 2, interleukin 6, and when these interleukins will be blocked by the vitamin D, so it will ultimately decreases the immune response.